My brother-in-law's pool is very difficult to keep clean. He's very good about cleaning it twice a week, but he still gets lots of dust, leaves, and scary bugs. Super gross. Apparently it's so hard to keep clean that it's grown watermelons. Now he does have an automatic pool cleaner, but this thing is massive and very hard to move around. Another major downside is that you can't use the pool when it's cleaning because these cables have to be connected and they can be a safety hazard for little kids who can get caught in them. To solve these problems, we decided to try out one of these Aiper Scuba S1 Pros. I want to make sure this is going to work, so let's give it a go. Inside the box you'll find a customer support manual. Next up is the instruction and owner's manual, and I found out later that you can also get these on the app. In the box we got the power cord and a hook to pull the robot out of the water. And at last we have the Scuba S1 Pro. My first impression is that this thing is not messing around. It was pretty heavy, coming in at 25 pounds, but the majority of that weight is a 7800 milliamp battery that can clean a 2100 square foot pool. To help with the weight is this handle that you can use the hook to pull it out of the water. From the top we can lift this lid and get the filter trays. Then there's a power and menu button and these two large fans. The fans help it navigate and stabilize under the water, and they also help it submerge when you throw it in the pool. Very prominent on the outside are these 4 large infrared cameras, and they help prevent the robot vacuum from running into the wall and other large objects that might be in your pool, like a horse or your kids. Other than the cameras, there's not much to the sides. We have the tank treads. They feel very durable, but I learned that you can replace them if needed. The back is also very simple. You have a charging port, which can be accessed by pulling down this little cover. It takes about 4 hours to charge, and you want to do that before you turn it on for the first time. There is an economy mode setting that you can leave it underwater for a week before you have to charge it. So that's pretty cool. Underneath is very simple. You have the vacuum chamber that sucks in about 100 gallons per minute. That's strong enough to pick up sand, gravel, and scary water spiders, so that's perfect for this pool. The traction wheels rotate the motors and work independently to help it steer around, and the material on the motor wheels feels very durable and high quality. If your device gets plugged up, there is a small chamber on the bottom that you can open up and clean it out. So after looking it over, this really is a premium device, so I'm excited to charge it up and test it out. I'm going to remove all the plastic, then first time use I'm going to charge it for about 4 hours. I'll show the app later, but you'll want to install it now and download any firmware updates before you run it for the first time. So it's charged up, and now I'm going to look at the 4 different settings on the front. Going clockwise starting at 12, you have auto mode, floor mode, waterline mode, and eco mode. Auto mode cleans both the walls and the floor, and eco mode does 45-minute sessions about 3 times a week. I'm going to set it to floor mode. Then the instructions said to pick it up and drop it in the water, which is exactly what we did. It just floated around for a second, then it finally turned on the fans and sank to the bottom. All this footage is sped up, but when it hit the bottom it sat there for a minute, then it woke up and started to drive around and clean the floor. What's amazing is just after one pass I could see already where it had cleaned. I had no idea that this pool was even that dirty. When it got to the corner, it sucked up the dirt, then it turned around and made another pass. The pool floor is angled and it had no problem going up the ramp, and per the instructions, your pool doesn't have to be square, it can do oddly shaped pools no problem. It was awesome to see how well it cleaned the floor, and after just a couple passes, there was a huge contrast between where it had cleaned and where it hadn't. One weird thing is that it kept going diagonal instead of straight back and forth, and I think it's because I didn't do the firmware update before I threw it in, but eventually it figured things out and started going straight. This whole time I was waiting for it to go up the walls and start cleaning, but every time it hit the wall it would just turn around and go back and forth. When it came to a steep slanted slope like this, it would just go up part way, then come back down. And it was here that I realized I had it on floor mode, and I also had forgotten to install the firmware update. So we installed the hook and pulled it out of the water. We had to pull it out because the app won't connect if it's underneath the water. So this is the app that you'll need to install. Once it's installed, you'll need to add your device, so click on Search Device, or you can scan a barcode. If you need instructions or support, you can locate your model, then scroll through the frequently asked questions or download the instruction manual. When I first got the device, I didn't know what the buttons meant, so I had to scroll through the manual until I found out how to clean the waterline and the floor, which in this case is auto mode, and the button looks like this. To do the firmware update, click on your device, and then go to Settings, then Firmware Update. We got the firmware update installed, so I'm going to change the setting to auto mode and put it back in. The little robot said goodbye, then sank to the bottom. As soon as it touched the ground, it started to drive forward and climb up the wall. And I thought that was amazing. This thing runs into a 90-degree wall, then it drives up that same wall like it's nothing, then starts to clean it. That's like watching magic. In fact, if any of you guys have Elon's number, let him know that we got the next software update for the Cybertruck. When it's cleaning the walls, the robot goes in an N or a Z pattern and does a few feet at a time, goes under, then comes back up and cleans the wall. And it will do that all the way around the pool. The last thing I want to try out is the sensors. So we grabbed that watermelon thing and put it in front of it to see what would happen if it ran into it. At first the robot was shy and just tried to avoid it. Then when it started to get close, it would wait for it to move or stop and go around it. This is great because the 4 infrared cameras prevent the device from running over your kids or damaging anything in the pool. I did start to get a little nervous because I think the robot became sentient and started to play with the melon. I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. Now that it's done cleaning the pool, we need to clean out the filters. As you can see, it did a very good job cleaning everything out. The filters are very easy to clean. Just grab a garden hose and spray them down. Once everything's empty, you're good to go. Overall, I am very impressed with the Scuba S1 Pro, and it did an excellent job cleaning my brother-in-law's pool, and I highly recommend it. It also makes you grateful that we live in this day and age where we have machines that can do things like this. If you want to try one out, I'll have it linked below. And as always, if this video helped you, please go out and help someone else. Thanks for watching.